Open up the dirty window, let the sun illuminate the words that you could not find. Reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it. Release your inhibitions, feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you, only you can let it in. No one else can speak the words on your lips. Drench yourself in words unspoken, live your life with arms wide open. Today is where your book begins, the rest is still unwritten. Yeah. Oh, I break tradition. Sometimes my tries are outside the line. We've been conditioned to not make mistakes, but I can't live that way. Oh. Staring at the blank page before you, open up the dirty window, let the sun illuminate the words that you could not find. Reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it. Release your inhibitions, feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you, only you can let it in. No one else.
All right. Is that what you call walk-up music right there? Did y'all pick that out? Y'all like it? Y'all want to turn around and sing it for everybody right now? All right, y'all can do it. Hey, how many of y'all feeling really good tonight and proud of somebody? Right now, go ahead. Hey, this is a big night, right? Anybody had any late nights this year? Anybody thought about, what have I gotten myself into? How many of y'all asked that question? What have they got us into up here, right? She did. She thought it. Hey, good evening. Good evening. Welcome. It's good to see everybody. I hope you know where you're going to eat after, because that's going to be fun too. But before we get to eating, I want you to enjoy this evening. This is a big moment. Big moment. Y'all thought about this, and then you got involved in it, and you said, let's go. I'm going to do it. My name is Thad Harrell, and on behalf of everyone here at Isothermal, I want to welcome you all and say congratulations. Mamas, daddies, aunts, uncles, kids, thank y'all for coming. Welcome. We're glad to have y'all at Isothermal tonight. This is a big deal. A nursing pinning ceremony is a significant event because it says, y'all were a student, now y'all going to be professional nurses. Does that sound pretty good? While all this work seemed like it was going to take forever, kind of goes by in a hurry, right? Kind of goes by. That's the way most things are, ladies and gentlemen. You know, we worry about them, and we consternate over them, and we think about it, and then we just get busy about doing the work, and we can do it, and y'all did. And so we're really, really proud of y'all. But y'all couldn't have done it alone, right? So students, in a moment, I'm going to ask y'all to stand up. And this is what I want you to do. I want you to stand up, find your families in this crowd, and give them a big hand. All right, y'all stand up. Come on. Find them, wave at them, tell them thank you. Come on, tell them. Y'all can sit back now. Because here's the reality. There's not one of us in this room, not one, got to where we were going by ourselves. Y'all realize that? And so y'all got a lot to be thankful for, right? All these folks behind you that supported you and loved you. To families and friends, we want to thank you for your encouragement you've shown these students. Graduates, congratulations for completing this program. Now we just want you to sit back tonight and enjoy. It's time for you to savor all this hard work. Y'all don't worry about working tomorrow. Tonight is about you and about your accomplishments, okay? So let's give these graduates a big hand right now, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. And now I want to welcome to the stage the PN class president, my friend, Miss Kiki Watson Scruggs. Come on up, Kiki. Y'all keep clapping for Kiki. Come on.
Wow. Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for coming to support your loved one, and especially for coming to support our PN program. It means so much to all of us. My name is Kiki. I am the class president, but even though I am the class president, representation and service doesn't happen within a bubble. And I'd like to take just a few minutes to acknowledge our other class officers and their efforts over this past year. And ladies, if you could briefly stand as I say your names. Izzy Oliver, our vice president. Hannah Owens, our secretary. Natalie Parker, our treasurer. And Kinsley Edwards, our class representative. Ladies, on behalf of myself and on behalf of the class, I sincerely thank you for all of your efforts over this past year. Thank you. As I get started, and as I tell you who our class is, I want to begin by telling you a story of how a nurse personally impacted my life. And forgive me if I get teared up. This happened in late December of 2008 in Princeton, West Virginia. And on that day, my grandfather walked to the grocery store. It was a walk he'd made hundreds of times. The store was less than a quarter of a mile from his house. But on his way home, he unfortunately suffered a massive heart attack, and he fell over dead into the road. Now, at that very same time, a nurse happened to be driving down that same street. They got out of their car, and they did CPR on him for 15 minutes by themselves until EMS arrived. And while my grandfather's life wasn't ultimately saved, her intervention gave him 30 more days. 30 more days to be surrounded by the love of his family, and 30 more days for us to say goodbye. Now, I tell you this story to illustrate to you the selflessness that is a nurse, and how they willingly commit to the burden of doing very hard things. This person was exhausted. They had just gotten off of a 12-hour shift at the hospital. They were probably on their way home. Their family was probably waiting for them. They had a million other things going on in their own life, and yet they put their entire life to the side just to give my grandfather, a complete stranger, a chance at his own. And while the identity of this person has never been revealed, I want to tell you that I know who they are, because they are a nurse. Now, in August of 2023, a group of students gathered at Isothermal's RLC campus to begin their own journeys and to pick up the burden of doing very hard things. We had students who came because they were seeking a better way to support themselves and support their families. Students seeking insight into their own bodies and their own psyches so they could take that information and minister to others. So they came that day to start a journey to become a nurse. They walked through those doors and they earned it. We had students who came seeking to emulate their mothers and their grandmothers and their mothers-in-law and so many other wonderful people in their lives who were nurses. So they walked through those doors and they earned it. We had students who came that day saying to themselves and saying to others, I am too old, I am too young, I'm too pregnant to have any chance at successfully completing this program. And yet, despite their fears, they still walked through those doors and they earned it. We had students who made very risky decisions to give up long-term careers in corporate America, having no medical experience whatsoever. And yet, despite their apprehensions, they walked through those doors and they earned it. We had students who came with 5 and 10 and 20 plus years of medical experience, seeking to validate the legitimacy of their years of service and seeking the respect that comes with the title of nurse. So they walked through those doors and they earned it. And finally, we had students who came heavy with the burden of prior attempts. And even though everything in their lives and everything in their heads was telling them they could not, they still walked through those doors and they earned it. 25 different people, 25 different lives, 25 different sets of motivations and fears, all coming to the table to give of themselves selflessly and commit themselves to the burden of doing very hard things. And while the identities of these persons have not yet been revealed, I want to tell you that I know who they are. They are a nurse. Congratulations to each and every one of you.
Thank you, Kiki, for those warm words. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Tracy Evans. I am the Director of Nursing here at Isothermal, and I have the pleasure and the honor to do the presentation of awards this evening. So first, we have the Practical Nursing Academic Excellence Award for 2024. This student displays responsible and professional behavior, attributes of honesty, integrity, and dependability. Further describes this student. As a high achiever, this student is very enthusiastic and eager to learn. This student displays an excellent understanding of content and curriculum concepts. This student is very knowledgeable and displays an excellent critical thinking ability. Academic assignments are performed with minimal direction in a conscientious and timely manner. The academic achievements of this student serve as a role model to fellow students. Classroom theory is very easily applied to the clinical setting, always prepared and willing to go the extra mile. This student will succeed in any healthcare setting. The PN Academic Excellence Award for 2024 is presented to Ashley Fox. Now, the Practical Nursing Clinical Excellence Award for 2024. This student always takes the initiative and seldom needs direction from instructors. This student is always willing to lend a hand to anyone, clients, visitors, staff, or classmates, and works tirelessly to make sure clients receive the best care possible. This student possesses a caring, competent attitude. Classmates speak highly of this student. This student has been recognized by staff at clinical facilities for excellent client care, which is this student's top priority. This student easily applies knowledge from the classroom to the clinical setting and performs client care in a thorough, well-organized, and professional manner. This student is viewed as a positive role model by peers and will excel in any healthcare setting. The PN Clinical Excellence Award for 2024 is presented to Michelle Smith. The Practical Nursing Spirit of Nursing Award 2024. This award is chosen by faculty and given to the student who possesses qualities that embody the spirit of nursing. This student is trustworthy, dependable, a team player, and consistently goes beyond what is required to help others. This student has a caring demeanor and demonstrates kindness and compassion. This student is a role model, organizer, and an effective leader. This student has been recognized by the staff in the clinical facility for the excellent care provided. This student is an example to their fellow classmates of perseverance, dedication, and servant leadership. This PN Spirit of Nursing Award for 2024 is presented to Elizabeth Oliver. Practical Nursing Spirit of Nursing Award 2024. So this award is presented to the student who possesses qualities that should be found in every person in the nursing profession. The student is trustworthy, dependable, a team player, and consistently goes beyond what is required to help others. During this year, this student has displayed these attributes consistently. This student has a calming demeanor and can handle any stressful situation. This student is an organizer, planner, and leader. This student was responsible for boosting the morale of the class on many occasions. This award was voted by the members of the 2024 PN class. This is unanimously endorsed by the nursing faculty. The recipient of the PN Spirit of Nursing Award for 2024, voted by their classmates, is Kiki Watson Scruggs. The Practical Nursing Outstanding Student of the Year 2024. This student displays attributes such as dedication, honesty, integrity, and professionalism. In the clinical setting, this student demonstrates kindness and caring towards patients and others. This student is meticulous, always prepared, very eager to learn, always takes the initiative, and is accountable for the learning experience. This student displays a positive and calm approach in every situation. Academically, this student displays initiative and an eagerness to learn. This student is very knowledgeable and strives to understand the concepts and content presented. This student is very responsible and committed to both understanding the classroom theory and providing excellent patient care. The outstanding practical nursing student of 2024 is presented to Kenneth Taylor.
I'll smile, I know what it takes to fool this town. I'll do it till the sun goes down and all through the night time. Oh yeah, I'll tell you what you wanna hear. Keep my sunglasses on while I shed a tear. It's never the right time. Yeah. I'm doing my arm around, show you how strong I am. I put my arm around, I'll show you that I am. I'm unstoppable. I'm a Porsche with no brakes. I'm invincible. Yeah, I win every single game. I'm so powerful. I don't need batteries today. I'm so confident. Yeah, I'm unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. I'm unstoppable today. Break down, only alone I will cry out now. You'll never see what's hiding now. Hiding out deep down. Yeah. I know, I've heard that to let you feel and show is the only way to make friendships grow. But I'm too afraid now. Yeah. I put my arm around, show you how strong I am. I put my arm around, I'll show you that I am. I'm unstoppable. I'm a Porsche with no brakes. I'm invincible. Yeah, I win every single game. I'm so powerful. I don't need batteries today. I'm so confident. Yeah, I'm unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. I'm unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. I'm unstoppable today.
That is a wonderful slideshow with so many great, it's wonderful just to see where you guys are planning to go and what you're planning to do after you leave here. But at this time, I have the honor of introducing our keynote speaker. And this speaker was, of course, selected by the class, and that is Miss Carol Kohler. And Carol Kohler has been a faculty member for many years before transitioning to her new role here at Isothermal Community College. She's been a nurse for 17 years, but she served as practical nursing faculty and also helped with our ADN program for a number of years, for 11 years before she ended up and accepted her Director of Nursing position at White Oak Manor in Tryon. And so we're very proud of her and all of her accomplishments. Of course, she's a graduate of the Foothills Nursing Consortium that we used to be in with McDowell Tech and, of course, Cleveland Community College for a number of years. And then She transitioned on to Western Carolina, where she earned her BSN and then her Master's of Science in Nursing. But Carol's a wonderful lady, very inspirational, and I think that you'll find that in her speech you'll see some of why the students selected her to be the presenter tonight. So, Carol Kohler, welcome to the stage.
Hi. My apologies in advance. I am not the speaker that Dr. Harrell is. I am not I need notes to speak, not like Miss Moody, and definitely not like Kiki. Oh my gosh, that was amazing. But, so tonight, it is such a privilege to be asked by the 2024 class to speak. The day the students called me, I was a bit concerned, and I asked if I needed security. It was Kiki that called me. They assured me I did not. I was an instructor for the ICC nursing program, the LPN program, total of 7 years, and most proud that I was one of this class's instructors, and that was until December of 2023. It was one of the hardest decisions of my life to leave something I absolutely love. I am also a proud graduate, as Ms. Moody said, of ICC in 2007 is when I graduated, and I cannot help but hear John Denver singing, "Hey, it's good to be back home." For those of you who know who John Denver is. Pinnings truly are a special moment in any nurse's life. The first pinning ceremony in the United States was at the New York City's Bellevue Hospital in 1880. Because of that past, we would like to recognize anyone who does or has held the title of nurse. Please stand so we can honor you. If you are a nurse, please stand. Thank you. We also want to thank the family and friends, family members who have supported our students and who have survived along with their student. We want to, I especially want to thank Dr. Shannon Jones. She was the perfect work spouse. Her continued support keeps me sane. We have some, mental health moments when I'm driving home from work. And she helps me to continue as a nurse. I have learned to know Ms. Blanchette. Also, as a clinical instructor, she brought the students to my site, some of them, and I cannot tell you how much I appreciated that she shared them with me. I do remember my pinning in ICC in 2007 clearly and took the time to reflect on how important it was. I also remember my very first clinical instructor and classroom instructor, and one of my biggest fears was that my instructors would be younger than me. And Mrs. Tracy Evans, where are you? She's the current director of the ICC nursing program, so it's your fault I'm here, and thank you. Now for my kids, and I don't care how politically incorrect that is, you will always be my kids, always. The thing I want you to take away most from today is why. Why did you want to become a nurse? I decided in 1999 to become a nurse. My husband started talking about retirement, and at that point I decided it was time to make a career choice and probably grow up a little bit. If something happened to my husband, I knew that I wanted to be able to stand on my own. When I shared my plans with my husband, he jumped on that idea. He said I would make a good nurse. I then trusted my husband not to tell my parents because I had not totally made up my mind. And you see, I am from a family of 4 brothers and me. All of my brothers went to college directly out of high school, and as a teenager, I felt it was my job not to make my parents that happy. I always felt my job was definitely not that. In December of 2002, my parents came for a visit, and during that week, nothing was mentioned about my future plans until the last morning. I got up early while my husband slept. I made a huge breakfast for my parents, and my father very quickly said, "Wayne tells us you plan to be a nurse." My response was, "Wayne is going to die today." And I did go back up to bed after my parents left, and I said, "You told my parents I want to be a nurse?" And he said, "Yeah." And I said, "You know you're going to die today." He goes, "Yeah." Despite that threat, I am very happy to say that Wayne did retire. He golfs 3 days a week and is still that support system this Mrs. Kohler of almost 41 years needed to get through school and working as a nurse in various capacities. So my why to be a nurse was to ensure I could take care of myself, and nursing has been a great fit for that goal. On your first day of nursing class, Dr. Jones and I had no doubt you wondered if your why was the correct choice. Dr. Jones and I know that because we wondered the same thing when we started our first nursing program and every program that we continued in after that. It was that way every time. As time went on, you started saying you did make the right choice, I hope. Some other choices you made were how to ask a question you were afraid to ask, how to ask a buddy to ask a question you were afraid to ask, how to study or not, how to take shortcuts to figuring out how to answer exam questions, how to prepare for skills, which included how not to get certain instructors for checkoffs. Sometimes you wanted me, I was shocked. How to tell your family or your friends you cannot do this one more day. How to just breathe and understand it truly was going to be okay. And how you were ever going to make it to pinning today. Along the way, there were a few things we taught you. The first day I taught you how to say my name, which is Kohler, like the toilets. I also taught you to use Mrs. Kohler or Mrs. K. After almost 41 years of marriage to the same man, I have definitely earned the title of Mrs., and he has definitely earned the title of Saint. I taught you to appreciate Snow White Sally and to stay away from her. Dr. Jones and I helped you learn how to better critically think. We taught you to look past the obvious and see the bigger picture. We helped you learn why a question answer was more correct than another. We used the word why a lot in our teaching. Mrs. Blanchett used the word why a lot. We strongly encourage you not to just do what a provider says, but to know why you are doing it. I taught you to appreciate your classmates as much as I appreciated my Sandra. I introduced you to Sandra in the fall. Sandra passed away 16 months after our pinning, and there is not a day that goes by when I don't miss my Sandra. I hope you have a Sandra in your class, or more than one. One of the biggest things I hope that you learn from me is to do something, and if you don't do something, somebody's going to die. So make sure you do something. Future things to keep in mind as you think about why you wanted to be a nurse are to be on time. Quit the whining about the constant changes in nursing, accept that change is inevitable, and thank goodness for those changes, or surgeons might still be smoking in the OR. Put the cell phone away during working hours. People are counting on you. Expect to hear stories of how someone could not help, they got sick, or how it was the worst day of their life again due to a family member or friend causing issues. Expect to hear major gossip and complaining, and this is just from your coworkers. But truly think about the why. Think about why the patients, clients, residents, families, and friends, why do they need you? Think about how you would want to be treated and how Dr. Jones and Mrs. Blanchett and I have taught you to be the nurse we want you to take care of for us or our loved ones. Hear our voices in the back of your head. Think about why. Not just why you want it to be a nurse, but the why of what it is going on with the client, the why of what is causing the behaviors, the why of what is causing their tears, and then their smiles. Know why the med needs to be given. Understand why client instructions are important. And for those supporting these students, it is okay for you to remind them of their why. The last time I saw the students, I asked them to write down 2 or 3 words 2 or 3 words, 2 to 3 words. Some of them listened really well, and others I had to shorten it. But for today and the rest of your nursing lives, always remember the why of becoming a nurse. So when I read your name, I want you to stand up for your words. Jada, I love you. Gratifying, compassion, and rewarding. You can sit now. Lydia, I love you. Family, caring, and stability. Emily, I love you. Your calling. That's it. You listened. Kentria, I love you. Nursing saved Jason. Kensley, I love you. To give back. Naya, I love you. Change poor health care. And I have to say the last name because there's more than one, Ashley Fox. To make someone's day. I love you. Samaya. Love saving lives, and I love you. Autumn. I love you. Provide safe environments. Latoya. I love you. Compassion and caring. The other Ashley Hogue. Order by God's work, and I love you. Tiffany, I love you. You do this for your son. Rebecca, I love you. Job security. And the first Madison Lily, change how care is given. I love you. You got this, girl. Izzy, love you. Life meaning, goals, and achievement. Hannah, love you. Feel successful and self-achievement. Natalie, love you. Love and healing. Stop crying. Abby, I love you. Financial security and life-changing. Madison number 2 Rogers, passion from helping mom, and love you. Michelle, love you. Live for your purpose. Sherry is not here, so can wait. Sherry is not here, but we do want to remember her, and hers was to make a difference. Ken, this is Dad. I love you, Dad. And it's to make an impact. Riley, I love you. Family, strength, and love. Kiki, I love you. Service and security. Kelsey, I love you. You're not last, though. Family, security, and compassion. Mrs. Sonja Blanchette. Personal self-healing. And I have learned to appreciate and love you so much. Dr. Shannon Jones. My love. A guidance counselor suggested she should be a nurse, and thank goodness she did. So today, as you cross this stage, there is a gift for you from me. It is a flower ornament. They are all different. These represent how the seeds Dr. Jones and I helped to plant have grown. the ones we've helped to plant, have grown. We cannot wait to hear how you continue to blossom like the flowers you will receive today. I know my why, and I have shared your whys for wanting to become a nurse. Dr. Jones, Mrs. Blanchette, and I have no doubt the whys for each of you is the best reason for you to be a nurse. Keep the why with you always. And I do remember somewhere in class, somewhere along the way, I told you that one of my favorite lines from the movie, The Help. Keep these words in mind along with your why. You is kind. You is smart. You is important. And that for me will always be the why for which I remember each and every one of you. Because you are kind, because you are smart, and because you are important, and I love you. Thank you. And check out the shoes. We will have our pinning next, so you will all need to rise again and process around. Thank you.
So I think that we enjoyed Miss Kay's speech. That was very endearing. So I just wanted to say that because that was very, very, very sweet. At this time, we will begin the pinning, which is the moment that we have all been waiting for. And we will start with Miss Jada Allen. Lydia Ballou. Emily Bowman. Kentria Dawkins. Kinsley Edwards. Kanaya Ford. Ashley Fox. Samaya Gaines. Autumn Gowan. Latoya Hampton. Ashley Hogue. Tiffany Hoyle. Rebecca Jackson. Madison Lilly. Elizabeth Oliver. Hannah Owens. Natalie Parker. Abby Phillips. Madison Rogers. Michelle Smith. In absentia, Sherry Story. And next we have Kenneth Taylor. Riley Tipple. Kiki Watson Scruggs. Kelsey Witzel.
When you look back on times we had, I hope you smile and know that through the good and through the bad, I was on your side when nobody could hold us down. We claimed the brightest star and we came so far, and no, they won't forget. Whenever you remember times gone by, remember how we held our heads so high when all this world was there for us, and we believed that we could touch the sky. Whenever you no, we won't forget. Whenever you remember times gone by, remember how we held our heads so high when all this world was there for us. We believed that we could touch the sky. Whenever you remember, I'll be there. Remember how we reached that dream together. Whenever you remember, we claimed the brightest star and we came so far, you know that we showed them all and no, they won't forget. Whenever you remember times gone by, remember how we held our heads so high when all this world was there for us, and we believed that we could touch the sky. Whenever you remember, I'll be there. Remember how we reached that dream together. Whenever you remember, whenever you remember, whenever you remember.
So now we're going to read the Nightingale Pledge, and it is found in the program. So all the nurses in the audience, please read along with us. And we're going to read it together. Before God and those assembled here, I solemnly pledge to follow the standards set forth of my nursing profession. I will provide all of my knowledge and skills to those who are in my care. I will be trustworthy and devote all of my time and attention to those who need me. I will be honest with the family and patients and hold all information in strict confidence. The welfare of my patient is of top priority, and I will aid the physician in loyalty. This I solemnly pledge.
I wanted to come out and just say thank you for coming and for supporting our graduates. I also wanted to encourage you all to encourage this fine group of soon-to-be LPNs to consider furthering their education, because our September the 27th deadline for the PN to ADN program is coming up. So hopefully we'll have a lot of these fine folks up here also apply for that and join us in our ADN program so they could be sitting there in January. No need to stop here since they've already started the studying process. I mean, I'm just saying. At this time, we're going to allow the students to proceed forth. If you'll just let them go forth beforehand and remain seated until they exit out into the lobby, and then of course our faculty as well. But I just want to say thank you again for all the support that you've shown our students over the last year.
Mama said, fulfill the prophecy, be something great. everything. Mama said, don't give up, it's a little complicated. All tied up, no more love, and I'd hate